I'm Leo West, co-producing and co-directing film, and am an executive producer in my capacity with JS Productions, who are in charge of production of film.
So, how did you initially get involved in the project?
Well, I was very busy. And I initially wasn't going to be involved in the project, but Stephen, my good friend Stephen Richmond, who is the other side of all the codes that you've just heard, said to me, I've got this project coming up and it looks very exciting and it's very interesting, and I had no idea about Nfthemovie at all. I had never heard of the Vlogbrothers or anything to do with Nerdfighters at all, and Stephen started to induct me slowly into Nerdfighteria, and I didn't really realise what he was doing at the time, but he's turned me into a Nerdfighter, and he said to me, I've got this project coming up and it looks really interesting, and I said to him, well, you know, I'm really busy at the moment, and he said to me, fine, just read the script and tell me what you think of the script. So he sent me the script and I read it, and it was very funny and very poignant, and one of the best scripts that I thought we had an opportunity to work with so far in the history of JS Productions. And through that and through his secret inducting of me, I eventually became as involved as to be co-producer and co-director. I'm not really quite sure how it happened, but here I am on set, directing, acting and producing this thing from 200 miles away. I just did a bit of producing last week, and it's, yeah, that's how it's happened.
Briefly, I wanted to retell the story from your point of view of the changing lead actresses midstream.
Well, we had originally cast Mary Montgomery as Celia, and she's a wonderful little actress and she seemed perfect for the role, but eventually she ended up not being able to do it, which was very unfortunate. But I was up in the Edinburgh Fringe Festival, completely unaware of this, when Stephen phoned me at about midnight, and I was asleep, so I woke up and I looked at my phone and I said 4 missed calls from Stephen Richmond. I was like, oh no, something's clearly gone wrong. And then he texted me saying, yeah, we have a bit of a problem. So we talked for a few minutes, and it became clear that Mary could no longer do it. So Stephen asked if I had anyone else in mind, if I could pull any contacts or anything, and I ended up phoning Alicia, because I had just done another project with her, and she said yes, and that was brilliant. So I managed to recast the main leading lady in about 10 minutes, and I felt, you know, as if I'd earned my title of executive producer at that stage.
Just tell us a little bit about JS Productions, where the name came from, perhaps, but also about the history of the company and how it came to be involved in this project, how it came to be running the project.
Well, it's not really my place to talk about these things. Stephen is better informed about these things than I am, but it's been going for over 5 years now, and we've done 4 major projects, if you count this one. The first one took us quite a while to do, and I wasn't involved very heavily with it at all at the start. I was just an extra and a voiceover talent. Stephen and some of his friends in his year at school said, oh, we should make a film parodying the BBC hit series The Hustle. And no, they didn't pay me any money to say yes. Stands for Jedi Squirrels, which comes from a picture that they found on the internet, which was of 3 squirrels fighting with lightsabers, and they thought it was pretty cool. And to be honest, there's some pretty weird production names out there, like Bad Hat Productions, Bad Robot, Angry Monster, things like that. So why not Jedi Squirrels?
Mutant Enemy.
Mutant Enemy, exactly. Why not Jedi Squirrels? So they chose Jedi Squirrels, and that's how that came to be. And then slowly over the years, I've become more and more involved with the project. So I said in the first one, I was an extra and some voice talent, and in the second one, I was a supporting role. And then in the third one, I somehow made a jump from that to co-director, co-producer, because in the intermittent time we'd done some shorts and we'd done some talking, and it developed. One person who was an executive producer dropped out and I took their place, and it was a very turbulent time for JS Productions.
So how does this project compare with other projects that JS has done?
Well, this project has a lot different to it. For example, we have a much wider market for this one. We have, if it's successful, we have the whole of Nfthemovie to market to, which is wonderful. And it's also, rather than being confined to the West Midlands, we've jumped from the West Midlands to international status. And it's the largest cast we've ever worked with. It's the longest script we've ever worked with, at nearly 90 minutes long. Now that we have equipment and we have experience, I believe that it may end up being the highest quality film that we've ever managed to do. Furthermore, a note on the acting style is very different. The acting style is very different from what we've previously done. It's very naturalistic. In fact, it's so naturalistic it's almost voyeuristic. And so in the film you'll see some overlapping of lines, and a lot of the lines that you see will have been improvised. The acting is very different to how we've done it as well, and I feel that we can allow ourselves to do that because we've become quite experienced in film direction.
Has the change in film style led to a difference on set, or has that been quite...
There is a slight difference when you're with experienced film actors and you tell them, just run with it, who cares about the script. It helps bring a fluidity to the scene, and also you can get some natural laughs in, you can get natural reactions, which is all very nice. And then obviously eventually, as we do more and more takes, the improvisations that have been there become more and more solid, and the actors know what's coming, and but they still manage to have this natural feel to it, this fluidity. Since we've never done any film acting before, I imagine it's been a massively different change for them, because with theatre, for example, with Alicia, who's only ever done theatre, it's a big emphasis on you must learn the script as it is on the page, but Stephen is not so arrogant as to think that that is the best way to do things with his writing. So I imagine it has been wildly different. And the change on set is, of course, that we can just keep rolling when a little thing goes wrong, because in real life we have no script.
So what sort of aspirations have you got for the future then?
Well, I'd love to go into acting, theatre or filming. I direct and I write, and that would be wonderful. But we'll see where the future takes me.
Oh, excellent last line, sir. Excellent.